What's going on, guys? The Barber Phil here, back again with another haircut tutorial. And in today's tutorial we will be doing a mid fade, take the top down some, but we're still going to leave it long enough to curl. We're going to give it a nice crispy lineup on this beard. If you've been around the channel for a while, guys, you've probably seen this guy before, but this is what I considered personally as the best fade that I'd done on him before, so I wanted to bring it to the channel. So make sure you guys stick around from the beginning to the end, see how we got from point A to point B. Alright guys, to start this haircut off, we're going to take a 5-guard closed with the growth of the hair, similar to what you would do if you're cutting somebody with waves. Make sure in that crown area you pay attention to which way it grows. Make sure you cut in that direction. See, I'm kind of going from the crown area down and to the left. That's how his hair kind of grew. The only time I'm cutting against the growth of the hair is right there, where we're going up against that shelf that hangs over the sides. But besides that, that's how we're cutting it. And then we're going to take the diffuser attachment instead of a curl sponge. We're going to use that to see how it works out, and I actually ended up liking it. I don't know that it's something I'll do. I definitely won't do that with longer curls, but somebody that's got just enough hair to curl, I did end up liking the diffuser attachment for that, so that may be something we look forward to doing in the future. And for those of you guys that have been around the channel obviously for a long time, y'all know that I always post on Wednesday and on Sunday, and I did not get that Wednesday video out this past week. I think I am going to go ahead and make the decision to drop back to just posting on Sunday. Just got a lot of positive stuff going on with family right now. Got a lot, it's summertime, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of activities. So just for priority purposes, I'm going to go ahead and drop back, just post on Sunday. So make sure you guys help me out. Let's blow that Sunday video up. Like it every time that you watch it. Comment in there. Let's get some interaction. Try to get those videos popping a little bit. And if you haven't subscribed, then help me out. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on that notification bell. Also, if you've watched any of the videos at all pretty much on my channel from the beginning, you guys know that I've been doing one side, the other side, and then the back in the tutorials. For whatever reason, in this one I tried to do it all where I'm doing the whole section, or whatever you will, at the same time. So right there I showed you doing the bald line all the way around, which is something that I do think will help because it keeps you from losing track of where the section was when you move from one side to the other, especially when you get to like the back area. It can kind of be a tad bit confusing if you really don't focus up on making sure that you get it in the same exact spot. And then we went ahead and we flicked that line out. That's kind of the first initial step after setting that bald line in. Just flicking it out, that way that whatever clipper you come in with, if it's closed all the way up at the bottom of your open section, it should go ahead and be able to take it out. Now, as far as the fade goes today, I am going to do I'm pretty much going to use all the guards. I know sometimes I've mentioned, and obviously with the half attack system, you don't have to use every single guard. I wanted to just go ahead, be methodical with this one, and work my way all the way down through here. So we're starting with a closed 3-guard, flicking up into that shelf area and that weight area. We're not really trying to dig up into it. We are going to flick out, but we're going to go ahead and use a closed 3-guard anyways. Clear out this whole panel here. Try to lighten it up ever so slightly. And then, as you guys can tell, I am constantly taking that comb and combing the hair back down into place. Obviously, with curly hair, it can get kind of away from its natural place pretty quick as soon as you start running that guard up through there. So make sure you're using a comb or a baby brush, or a brush in general, and brushing or combing that hair back down into place. So here we're doing the open section. This is about a full finger's width. I don't know if it's a full inch or not. It's probably 3/4 of an inch or so. And we're going to go ahead and do that all the way around. We're using the open lever with our Ergo. And I haven't really made a full decision on whether or not I felt like the Ergo so far has been worth the extra money. My initial thoughts are no. it's an Ergo, so I'm gonna love it regardless. I don't think you can pick an Ergo up and not love it. But I do have the original Ergo and I have the Rogue, and honestly, especially the Rogue in general, the power seems to be the same as my X Ergo. So there's nothing really that just kind of makes the X Ergo, other than the actual design of the on-off button and stuff like that. There's nothing really that sets it apart to necessarily make it worth that extra 60 to 80 bucks over an original Ergo or the Rogue. Personal opinion, that's just my initial thoughts. As far as what we're doing here, we did all the way open. Once we did the all the way open section all the way around, close that lever up halfway, and I did go back to the click system on here. I just wanted to try that. You guys know I'm always messing with stuff. Put the click system back on here. So there's 5 clicks all the way open is what we started with. I went to that 3rd click. We're doing about halfway to 3/4 of the way up through that initial open section, and then here in a second we will close it all the way up to that last click and flick at the bottom part of this line here, which is what we're doing right now, and that should pretty much take out that cordless detailer line that we set the ball line in with. And you'll have a nice blurry kind of transition from the FXs being really sharp and short all the way up through the open section. So we're following that 3 guard with a 2 guard, and I either have this all the way closed or I have it open just 1 click, and we're just kind of flicking up through there, just making sure that we work slowly down through here. And if you guys paid attention, right above his ear, right about where I'm getting to here in just a sec, I will point it out when we get there, right about here, you guys can tell on both sides there was a little indentation in his head, and so that little section was wanting to stay darker than the rest. One tip that I did learn in barber school was that you aren't cutting to the same length, you're cutting to the same color. So if you have to drop that little indentation down a click or 2 more than the rest of the fade on this side, then that's what you need to do in order for it to look the same color. Doesn't matter if it's the same length. That little indentation can be, it can be shorter, but if it looks the same as the rest of the hair, then that's what matters, because you don't want to leave those dark spots in there. People are going to notice dark spots in a fade, so make sure that you cut to color. Sometimes you don't always just say, well, this is a 2 guard in this whole section here, so that's what it's going to be, and then just leave it. Make sure you pay attention to that. We're going to follow that 1 guard that we just did, similarly to the 3 and the 2, with the Wahl Premium half guard, and we're just kind of trying to go ahead and eliminate that bottom line between the open section and the 1 guard that we just did. I did take off the guard there. We're going to work through this section, and then when we feel like we need to get to an open blade, then we will do that. And you guys can see the whole right side of this blade. It's not even on his head, we're just using the corners, so we're just kind of pinpointing some dark spots. So now we're coming back in with the closed 1.5 guard, and we're just trying to go ahead and make sure that everything seems to be seamlessly blending together, and then we can get in to start doing some detail work with the FXs. So here's just a quick fade down of the beard. We flicked out the very top line that we initially set in with the FXs by using the detailers. Then we went with a closed X Ergo, half open, and then all the way open. And then now what I did was I turned that clipper around, and I'm kind of cutting down with the growth of the hair. They just lighten it up ever so slightly. I don't mind for it to be a little darker there. It kind of just seems like it burst up into that fade. And then we're going to try to continue the top of the beard line on around through the C-cup, the bottom of the C-cup here, and then on through where the C-cup kind of disappears into the vertical bar. That way we get a decent idea of when we pull out the razor where we're going to go ahead and not enhance that line, but even if you take that section down between the top of the beard and the bottom of the C cup down to, to nothing, you come back in with a razor. If you can keep that line continuous right here in this section, it's still going to come out looking a lot sharper than what you would think, even though there's no hair there. So make sure that you try to get that beard line continuously running up through into that C cup, and that's how you can get some very nice crispy lineup. So what we did was we took some hair clips, we clipped up all that length up top, and then what fell down below that is the fringe area that we can go ahead and line up. I am going to knock the length down to an open clipper. That seems to be the most desired length there as far as the lineups go. I'm going to spritz some hairspray through here using the face shield to obviously protect my client's eyes. And then I might get clowned for this, but I don't really care. People are going to say, well, why did you knock the hair length down and then turn around and fiber the hair line back up? Basically, my reasoning for that is a closed or an open clipper length for the lineup is going to turn out a lot crispier than leaving it the length that it was, because when it's longer, it's going to just kind of it's going to be real frizzy, and the hairline's going to be, there's too much hair kind of flying around. The hairline's going to be tough to keep straight, or not keep straight, but keep crispy. And then the reason why I did the fibers as well was to kind of fill in some of those light spots on his left side. We're not pushing him back at all, but what we did do was fill in some of those light spots so that we can match up the other side. Now when the hair fibers do go out, he's still going to have a nice natural crispy lineup, but for the time being it did help out with making sure that we stayed in line with the actual lineup itself. And then of course for the day or so, the lineup will look even sharper. Alright guys, here's the before. This is the end of the tutorial, so make sure you guys do me a solid, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't. Please consider subscribing if you are new. Enable that notification bell, that way you never miss another video from me. For right now, like I said, we're going to drop back to just a Sunday video, so make sure that you guys help me out. Let's blow that video up. Let's make up for the difference in 2 videos with just one, and just let that one video do all the speaking for us. Make sure that you guys help me out. Hit me up in that comment section. Let's get some interaction going on this video. And until the next video, guys, y'all know I appreciate y'all. I'm the Barber Phil. I'm out.